rise and shout. It's time for What's Trending.
You're talking about it, and so are we. It's What's Trending on BYU Sports Nation.
After 21 wins the last 2 years in its first preseason AP Top 25 ranking since 2009, BYU football is in an absolutely relevant spot in college football's landscape. So, Spencer, what's the next step in the program's progression?
It's a great question, Jarom, and I'm going to utilize the pillars that came out that hang within the BYU football office. I know you know them well. Many BYU fans know them well. But there were a bunch of things that BYU had not done on that list until recent years, which is beat your rivals, have a top 25 ranking, win your bowl game. There is a go to a New Year's Six game on that pillar marker. So naturally, I kind of lean to, well, yeah, it's going to be the New Year's Six for sure. It has to be the New Year's Six, right? Well, now there's the college football playoff that's in play, Jarom. Like, what in the so does the college football playoff then become the next level of natural progression for BYU if it's not a New Year's Six game? That to me seems like the obvious step. That's a big step, but that seems like the next step for BYU to get to more national relevance and do something that Ed Lamb was talking about on Coordinator's Corner, where he's like, look, what we did last year and the year before, it was good, but it wasn't good enough. Like, we need to be at that next tier. We need to get in the top 15. We need to be in a New Year's Six game. So I tend to feel like that's the next step, is a major bowl game and consistent top 15 rankings where BYU is talked about as a potential college football playoff participant when it expands to what we hope is 12 teams. What do you think?
Yeah, the New Year's Six is essentially the top 12 teams, but not exactly because of bowl affiliation, depending on the year, what bowls are tied to the college football playoff, which is currently 4 teams, and what not. A G5 can be outside of the 12 there and be in. So it's not exactly the top 12. We don't know on this top 12 whether that's going to include auto bids for conference champs or not. If you're the SEC and Big Ten, you certainly probably don't want those because, hey, if the Pac-12's best team is ranked 14th, why should they be in this? Why can't we have our 4th best team, who's also inside the top 12, perhaps be in this? So we'll see. To me, the next step for BYU football is not the New Year's Six or an expanded playoff. It is to do it again, because it is so hard to do this. One time during my sister's Little League basketball game as a kid, I put up some crazy shot from somewhere, and I made it, and this codger on the side said, "Do it again." And I thought, you do it once, old man. But I wanted to not feel like I needed to do it again. But in this case, I feel like BYU needs to sustain what it has done. 2020 was unique. 2021 was unique as well. Can BYU continue to raise the bar without feeling like it has to me, that's a couple rungs up there. 21 proved BYU could, hey, play against P5s. That was great. But they've got to show that they can do it again. I don't want it to be a one-off. I don't want it to be like, well, that was an outlier. I want BYU this year to split with those Big Four, win 10 games again, and now BYU enters the Big 12 as a team that, hey, the last 3 years, especially the last 2, has really shown us they can compete for this. If BYU gets to a Big 12 title game, that means that they will likely be in a New Year's Six type position. Most of the time, even the loser of that game gets into a New Year's Six type game. Obviously, if you win, you're in. So maybe we could quantify it as win the Big 12 starting next year, which next year's not the year. To me, maybe the year after that. BYU just settles in. But to me, it's do it again against tougher competition. Take that next step. And then if you really, if you're putting a list out for everybody, you're not going to say win 10 games again and prove that I get that you could quantify that as get into a New Year's Six. But to me, it's more about once you're in the Big 12 starting next year, get to the title game, and then you're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, to your point, Jarom, you're right. I mean, the next level of progression certainly includes, hey, do this again. Do it against a really tough schedule. Win 10-plus games against an even tougher schedule than what you had in 2021. Make it 3 straight years. So, yeah, there is that sub-step. So it's hard to, I think we both can be right. That's kind of like the next immediate step that you're talking about. And then, but I feel like from the national standpoint, the next thing for BYU to do is to do what Notre Dame has been doing, and that is going to New Year's Six games and having a chance at the college football playoff. But you're right. There are several sub-steps to take that big step. The question is, how does BYU do that as fast as possible? How do they do that this year? How do they take that next step this year? Because as we pointed out on the show, oh man, it's just going to be tough to break into a New Year's Six game this year as an independent and not having that many at-large spots available for those New Year's Six games. So, yeah, I would be just fine if what you proposed happens. BYU wins 10 games against this schedule, and we as BYU fans in the community feel that there is progression, but ultimately, for us to get noticed on the national landscape, they've taken the next step, BYU's got to start doing things that they've never done before, and that's really competing for a New Year's Six bowl game and being in one, and then maybe being a part of that expanded 12-team playoff. All right, Jarom, let's take it to topic 2. The road to a New Year's Six game or more national relevance for BYU starts this Saturday against USF. We feel very confident in a number of things about this BYU football team, starting with the quarterback, offensive line, plenty of offensive weapons. We feel like collectively the defense will be better. They're more healthy. But are we perhaps overly confident in some aspects or one aspect? Jarom, where are we perhaps overly confident when we look at this BYU football team?
I'll just speak for myself on this. One, last year BYU is amazing because of several things. The top 2 things, in my opinion, were in this order: Tyler Algier's play in the O-line, and 2, BYU did not give the ball away very much. In fact, BYU gave it away 12 times, 5 picks, 7 interceptions. Are you kidding me? That's one of the greatest seasons in BYU history in that number. To some degree, that's luck. You can control part of that, but it's not all. You can't control whether the ball tips off a receiver's hands and then goes into a defender's hands. Whether a ball, you can control the ball, but hey, sometimes someone punches that ball out, like it happens. That's unbelievable. I hope BYU can approximate that number. I'd take 16 or fewer, let alone 12. You know what I mean? And then the other thing is that we are very confident that Christopher Brooks is going to be very good and that the offensive line is going to be great.
Yes.
If both those things happen, we're good. But if they don't, it changes things. We're expecting Christopher Brooks and the O-line to be incredible.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I answer the question, is with the offensive line specifically. If I'm being completely honest, I don't care what the weather is on Saturday, hot, humid, super rainy, if it's just a downpour in South Florida, doesn't matter. BYU's got the offensive line in place to road grade and dominate their defensive line front. That's how I am feeling. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the weather's going to be. The offensive line is so experienced, so good. They're ready. They've been told that it could be weird conditions. They've been trying to prepare for this. And
they
frankly,
might
they're
welcome
just
it.
Better physically and more experienced. Yes, they might want that, right? They might want to prove, good, we don't want to throw the ball. We want to run all over these guys. If there's an area that I'm overconfident, it is in that area, that BYU, regardless of conditions, will be able to successfully run the ball against their counterpart on Saturday. I just feel like that should happen, and it will happen. Maybe that's erroneous on my part, but Jarom, dang it, I'm sticking to it. I feel like BYU has the advantage on the offensive line against that defensive front, and 100%. They should absolutely exploit it, and we will see them exploit it. So that's where I answer this question. Am I overly confident? Maybe, but I'm sticking to it.
I'm overly confident in the game generally. I think BYU wins big. I do. I think BYU explodes out of the gate. It's going to be fun. Okay.